Hey everybody, peace and assalamu alaikum. Um, so I wanted to make a quick video as like a show of support to those of you who have children in public schools and are being affected by the whole vaccination mandates for students. If you are not on board with vaccinating your children, and that's something that is very serious to you, chances are you're probably going to have to take your children from school or either conform or, feel forced into it. What I want to say to you is there are options. There are always options to everything. But you can always homeschool. Now, there are cyber schools. Cyber schools are, or cyber charter schools, I should say, are actually home based public schools. And so, I, even though a child being at home, of course, obviously, will not be putting other children in harm's way, as they say, with this whole COVID thing. But since it is part of, since cyber charter schools are part of the public school system, I would not at all be surprised if they also try to force you into that, because it's part of the system. So, what I would say to everyone is, first of all, don't fret, don't panic. There's always a plan B, is my motto. But, you may have to just take your child out of school and homeschool. Now, I know that that seems really scary and daunting for a lot of people, but I'm here to tell you I homeschooled for 23 years. It is not all that. I went to school myself to become a nurse while I homeschooled. I worked, like full time hours while I homeschooled. The first thing you have to get out of your head is that, well, one, that you can't do it. I mean, no offense to teachers, I know a whole lot of teachers, but the reality is when you look at the state of the public school system in this country, it can't be that, whatever the kids are getting, ain't that much anyway. But not saying to set your bar there. But my point is, don't be frightened and feel like you cannot do it. You absolutely can do it, first of all. Secondly, probably get out of your head if you have any idea that homeschooling is just a replica of how you came up in education from a public school standpoint or even a private school standpoint. I've known people who started it like back in the day before it was so popularized, I guess. But I know people who will like wake their kids up at a certain time, make them get dressed. They had to sit at the table and start their day's work the same time that they did when they were in public school or in schools, like brick and mortar. They had their lunchtime the same time. They had recess, all these kind of things, which is like you took them out of school because you didn't like the way things were going. You're doing the same exact thing. So, and that's fine if that's what you want to do, but I'm just saying you don't have to do that. And I would venture to say the vast majority of homeschoolers don't do that. Um, there are cyber schools that you can like sign up for, like programs that you can sign up for where you can do them yourself at home, or they can actually be connected to like that company or that program, which is not affiliated with governmental schools. Um, there's just you really do your research. There are all sorts of homeschool techniques. Whatever it is that fits your family best, that's how you do it. The point is to make sure to get the education. Um, but again, if you do not want to partake in this whole vaccination thing that's going on, you don't want to vaccinate your children, there are options. Don't just feel like exasperated just yet. So that's it. If you have any questions about homeschooling, whatever, you can feel free to hit me up and I will, direct you to wherever you might want to go. Actually, there's a really good organization that's been around a gazillion years, before I started homeschooling. And it's called the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. So HSLD for Dan A.org. And they have so much information on there. And with all these new mandates and stuff that are coming out now, I'm sure they have a whole lot on there about that. You can also talk to people. They have lawyers who will, represent you in court and all that sort of thing. It's really dope. And it gives you information by state pertaining to homeschooling, vaccines, all that kind of thing. So the information is out there if you want it, and I just wanted to put that out there to you. So again, don't fret. This too shall pass. This too shall pass.